Hi, my name is Suzanne Mosley with Usborne Books and More, and I want to talk to you today about hostess coaching for your Facebook party hostesses. I love hostess coaching. It's so fun for me, so I'm really excited to tell you just a strategy that I have kind of stumbled upon. I've just kind of pieced together that has worked well for me, and I hope some of what I say can be helpful to you and help you rock those Facebook parties. So I want to get you pumped up so that you can pump your hostesses up. So my strategy uses the acronym PUMP, so you can remember that, make it memorable, and so you can implement it as you wish. So the first P is for packet. So, okay, girls, I ship all of my Facebook party hostesses a Hostess Packet. Here it is. And I use Priority Mail flat rate envelope. You can order these for free from USPS.com, United States Postal Service. And I actually print the shipping label at home from my computer and my printer. And so I make the Facebook Party Hostess Packet. I put it in the envelope and I ship it from my house. I never have to leave my house, which is always a win-win for me. So I just want to show you quickly what is in my packet that I ship to them. I send them one mini catalog, one large catalog. I send them 10 to 15 postcard invitations. I got those in my consultant kit. And then I also send them one of the Your Guide to a Successful Home Show flyer that I also got in my my consultant kit. So I'll tell you more about how I use those with my hostess. I'll tell you that in a minute. Oh, one other thing I forgot. I usually send the customer specials for that month as well. I forgot to put that in that packet. So that's the last thing I use. So that's my P packet. I send to all my Facebook party hostesses a packet, which has really, really helped my Facebook parties. Okay. The next one is U, and that is for use the phone. So I learned kind of the hard way that when I first started doing Facebook parties, some of the information that I was communicating to my hostesses via Facebook message or email, that some of that information was not getting read, which was impacting my Facebook parties, the success that I was having with them as a consultant, and then also for my hostesses. So what I realized I needed to do was I called and talked to my home party hostesses on the phone. So, hey, you know what? I should call my Facebook party hostesses too. So I call them on the phone and talk to them. So usually the way I do it, I tell them, hey, I'm mailing you a hostess packet in the mail. So whenever you get it, shoot me a Facebook message with your email, and we'll set up a time to talk in the next couple of days after you receive it, so I can explain why I sent what I sent and how you can use it. And so they usually do. Send me a little message. They're so excited because they love the catalog, and they're just, it's so exciting. So I call them, and the first thing I do is really get to know them. Most of my Facebook party hostesses, I have never met them. I have no clue. I couldn't pick them out if they walked in the room. They're strangers to me. But I view my hostesses as the most important people in my Usborne business, because if I didn't have a hostess, I would not have a business. They're helping me have a party. They're helping me connect with other people that might be future team members. My hostess might be a future team member. So it's important for me to really, really get to know her. So I get on the phone and just talk to her. I find out about her family. I find out about her kids or her grandkids. And just really get to know her. And it's just a fun time for me. I love meeting new people. And so I love interacting with her and getting to know her. But what I found as I get to know her, that I hear her why. You know, in Usborne we talk a lot about your why. What's your why? Well, I get to know my hostess's why, about why she wanted to have a Facebook party. And once I hear her why, man, I'm ready. It gets me so pumped up to be an awesome consultant for her and to be an advocate for her with her Facebook party. So I love getting to hear that. And it just gets me pumped up, and I'm ready to have help her have a rockin' party. I'm ready to do all I can for her, because you know what? I've just found out these are books for her kids for Christmas. So yes, I want to help her kids get these books for Christmas. So I'm going to do all I can to help with that. So after we just talk, get to know each other better, then I just have a short dialogue with her about how to invite people to her Facebook party. And I call this the power of a personal invite. And I just do a short Q&A with her, just a dialogue about Facebook parties, and just ask, hey, have you ever been to a Facebook party online, or have you been invited to one? And usually she says yes. And I'll just say, how many of those that you were invited to or added to, how many of those did your friends personally contact you about and invite you to before they added you to the event or the group? And usually the answer is always 0. So I just asked her, well, how'd that make you feel? And so she will say, usually, it really turned me off. I'm not going to buy anything. Or it makes me feel like my friend just is looking at me as a dollar sign, and she just needs some warm bodies there to buy stuff for this party so that she can get something for free. So then I quickly shift that around, and I tell her, hey, that's exactly how I feel when that happens to me as well. And then I tell her, that's exactly what we do not want your friends to feel like when you about your Usborne party. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. You're going to personally invite them. And that means however you normally, in your stream of life, however you would normally communicate with them, that's what you need to do. And you tell them about your upcoming Usborne party. And when you communicate with them, before you say anything to them, I want you to think of the reason why you are inviting them to your party. Whether it's, they love books, or they homeschool, or their grandparents, and they want books for their grandkids. Whatever the reason you have in your mind as to why you want to invite them, you need to communicate that to them. So tell them that when you personally invite them. And I'll just tell her, I've noticed, and I've seen, and I've watched and observed all of my Facebook party hostesses in the past, when they've done that, when they've personally invited their friends. Yeah, they may not have 800 people come to their party. They may only have 15, but when they have personally invited their friends, it usually ends up being an awesome party for them, because their friends know that they are wanted there, and there's a reason why they were wanted there. So I do all of that over the phone with them. So the first P is packet. The U is use the phone, and then the next letter is M, and that is make a goal. You need to help them. Make a goal with them, girls. So when I was in my first 12 weeks as a new consultant, as it was my incident period was running out, I realized, whoa, the monthly hostess specials, you have to have $400 parties to earn that, $400 parties in a booking. And that really scared me, because most of my parties did not get to that level during my incentive period. So I thought, what am I going to do? How am I going to help my hostesses get to $400? So I thought, I guess I should just tell them. So I started telling them, okay, girls, this is the monthly special. It's, extra $100 in free books. But in order to get that, you have to have a $400 party and a booking. But don't worry, $400 sounds like a lot, but it's not. It's just the average party. Average Usborne party is $400. And so, do you want to get the extra $100 of books? And they're like, yeah. And I said, okay, well, we've got to get to $400, and I'm going to help you, and you're going to do it. We're going to do it together. And so I help her set that goal and make that goal. And what I've learned through Usborne, with all the Write Your Own Success success kits that can be earned, I've earned that I'm a very goal-driven person, and I think my hostesses are too. So when I can help them see that goal, I think I've had one party in the last 8 months where my hostess did not make it to $400. So it's really worked by communicating that and setting that goal for them. And another goal I use is the Hostess Incentive. which is in Order Pro. It's a category, and if you don't know what that is, you can ask your team leader about that. But I also help them with another goal, and I tell them, if you have 7 orders by 7 different people in your party, I will give you another $25 in books for 65% off. So that's a second goal that I set with them. And again, as I've been setting these goals with my hostesses of the $400 or whatever the monthly minimum, sometimes it's $350, but it's usually $400. When I set that with them, and it's really worked. They're pumped up to make it there, and more often than not, they get there. So don't be afraid to make a goal with them. And then the last P is to provide tools. Most of the hostesses that I talk to, they're kind of nervous about asking their friends. They're so pumped up about the books, but they're nervous. How do I invite my friends? And so that's part of the reason that I'm sending them a Hostess Packet. So the reason that I send this is for this little section right here. This is where they brainstorm who to invite. So I tell them, brainstorm who you're going to invite. And after you've brainstormed that list, let's start contacting them. And that's where these come in. I will send these to the hostess, and I usually, this one's blank, but I usually fill in her e-show link right here. And I tell her, you can fill these out and keep them in your purse, and then when you are at Publix or at Target and you see one of your friends that you'd like to invite to your Facebook party, you have this in your purse already, and you can physically give that to them and personally invite them to your party. And the same thing with these catalogs. I mean, these catalogs are amazing. And when people see our catalogs, they're wowed by Usborne, even if they've never seen any of our books. And I got this idea about 5 years ago. My neighbor was with another direct sales company, and I wanted to get one of their items that only cost $18. But I didn't want to buy it. I was too cheap. So I told her I wanted to have a catalog party. So she gave me 5 catalogs, and I passed those catalogs around to friends at church and the neighborhood, just school, those kind of things, and I had a $1,000 party. So when I started with Usborne, I remembered that, and I remembered the power of me having a catalog, and it's kind of like the same with the invitations and these catalogs. By giving your hostesses some invitations and a catalog or two, you are providing them a tool that they can use to invite their friends. So when they have these tools in hand, like our beautiful catalog, it makes it less intimidating for them to bring up their Facebook party, their Usborne party, with whomever they want to invite. So I feel like by providing these 10 little invitations and a big catalog and a mini catalog, I'm providing them with something, a tool in their toolbox that they can use to bring up their party with a friend. Because a lot of times it just takes overcoming that nervousness to bring it up with a friend to invite them. And if they have something in hand that they can physically give to a friend, a lot of times that takes the intimidation away from a hostess. So I love providing catalogs and these postcards for that reason, because that gives them a tool, and they're less intimidated to mention it to their friends. So that's my Facebook party hostess coaching strategy. It's pump, packet. Even for my Facebook parties, I send my hostesses a packet. I use the phone. I communicate with them about how to invite their friends, but then also just personally get to know them, which makes me a huge advocate for them during their party. I make a goal. I help them set a sales goal so that they can earn a lot of free books based on whatever the monthly hostess special is. And then the last P is provide tools. I provide tools for them that they can use so it's less intimidating for them to invite their friends to their Facebook party. And this simple strategy has helped me have very successful Facebook parties, and I love to share what's worked for me, and so I hope that will be helpful for you so that you can rock those Facebook parties as well. Thanks for listening, and I hope you have some great parties, girls.